What's up, Nail Geeks, and welcome back to a Lurid Lacquer video. I am very psyched for this month's launch. We have a special type of charity sale that's going to happen this month. We do have 4 new polishes, and because I'm still kind of playing catch up a little bit with some previous releases from whenever I was super sick in September and October, I do have Karen's Halloween polishes to show you all. I didn't get a chance to post those, so I'm going to include those in this video too. And at the time I'm base recording this, I don't know what all is officially restocking, but given Lurid's previous releases and how she does things, I think it's safe to assume that probably some of those are going to be included on this release too. So I'll have the official, my PR stuff to share with you all for this launch at the end of the video. It's quite a bit of info, so exciting there. But also these 4 new polishes that are dropping for this December launch. Really good causes. Again, there's a lot of donations that are going to happen from Lurid Lacquer on this sale. So I'm going to quit yammering. Let's check out the new polishes along with the previously released Halloween goodies. Okay, before we begin on the swatches, I wanted to highlight that Lurid has new boxes. These are so pretty. They're chic. They're a white matte feel to them. And the ingredients and information is listed on the back. We've got cute little saying on the side here. The top is plain. There's no sticker here. The logo is on the front. And on the bottom of the box, there is a hole so that you can see the label of the bottle. I wish all boxes had some type of either peekaboo or sticker on them like this. Okay, back to the swatches. Freedom of Speech is a red base with silver reflective glitter and iridescent flakes in shades of pink and cool toned red that shift to a glowy, warm toned red at extremes. This has a juicy, rich formula to it. I'm going to suggest 2 coats. It plumped up big time. Now, this is a Lurid Lacquer, very signature type of application to this polish in that it's loaded up with goodies. So you'll want to use that texture to adhere your next layer. Stop at 2 coats, save room for a glitter smoother and glossy top coat. This is like, seriously, it's like red Kool-Aid is what it makes me think of. I really want a slushie looking at this one. Without Papers, Yearning to Breathe Free is a lilac, somewhat purplish pink crelly base with glowy blue shimmer and subtle silver light reflective glitter. Karen makes some of my favorite lavender-ish type of polishes. This is so pretty. I loved the way it popped against my skin tone, medium to deep skin tones. This is going to really shine on you. This also has that plumping type of heavy formula to it that you'll want to use the texture from your previous coat to get on that next coat. Do 2 coats, a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. This is one of my favorites out of this drop. Protection Against Searches and Seizures is a cool-toned red base with Aurora shimmer that shifts from a subtle, twinkly pinkish red to vibrant, glowy red at extreme angles. I do agree with that official description 1000%. This is a cool-toned red in person. It is very flattering, and it's another one that's going to pop so ridiculously well on medium to deep skin tones. I loved how this one looked against me too. It is rich and juicy at 2 coats. You'll need a glossy top coat though, as it dries down quite flat. And please note, red is my Achilles heel on photos, so for color accuracy on this, please refer to the video. Screw Fascism is a semi-sheer white crelly base with strong red to orange to gold Aurora shimmer. This is a milky type of finish. It plumps up beautifully, and I'm going to suggest going up to 2 coats with it. I believe this is more intended to be a softer type of buildup overall, so you might see the tiniest, and I mean tiniest bit of a visible nail line at 2 coats, but it's beautiful. Just trust the process on this one. Go in normal on your coats. No need to be careful, and just use a glossy top coat of choice. A Bark After Dark starts us out with the September releases that were previously dropped. This one is described as a neon-based purple with red to orange shimmer. Now, I know during this release, there was a ton of questions between this polish and another polish called Little Witches. I do have a comparison of that here in just a moment once we get over to that polish. Of course, if you always wanted to use my timestamps, please feel free. You can see it that way too. Anyways, A Bark After Dark has a jelly-ish sort of formula to it. It's on the softer side for buildup. We want all that shimmer to shine through. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats with it and a glossy top coat of choice. Another spooky bitch is a cool toned purple jelly base with large particle Aurora shimmer that shifts from green to blue. Polishes like this also give me trouble sometimes on my photos, and honestly, it's just because the shimmer, the way it pops through, and Karen is so notorious for these beautiful shimmer bombs that are always tricky to photograph, at least for me. And on the videos, they look really cool. So please refer to the videos for quite a few of these foily type of shimmers we're going to see throughout this next part of the video. I'm going to suggest 3 coats for this. It is very, very jelly-like. Use a glossy top coat of choice. You're good to go. I didn't have any texture or thirstiness from this one. But You and I Remain is a purple jelly base with twinkly pink to orange to gold Aurora shimmer. Another very beautiful purple color. I'm always hating on purples, but I can definitely get behind the ones that are in this drop, or rather were in this drop for September, that will be for this also release for December. This is so jewel toned and pretty, almost metallic like in how the shimmer pops. I thought 2 normal coats was just fine on my falsies. Can't really see many needing to go to a 3rd coat, as it plumped up very well for me. Ghost Cuddles is a semi-sheer white curly base packed with a mixture of iridescent flakies in shades of blue, purple, pink, and orange, with hints of gold and green at extreme angles. Now, Ghost Cuddles has a very corelly formula to it, meaning it is very plump, it's quite squishy, and it's a touch heavy with all the flaky load going throughout it, but it builds up like a milky jelly, if that makes sense. I chose to stop at 2 coats. I will strongly suggest you do the same. I think a 3rd coat's going to be too much, and you'll also need a glitter smoother, as all that flaky goodness will give you some thirstiness. Hiya Pumpkin is a neon orange base with orange shimmer. I don't know why, but I can absolutely hear Karen's voice saying that in my head. P.S. I do have a PPUTV episode with Karen over on that sister channel of mine. It's linked in my description box. Go check it out. It was a fantastic, wonderful, super fun interview. Anyways, Hiya Pumpkin is a neon orange. This is like in-your-face type orange. I know on my monitor here it is coming off just like totally skewed. So please note this is a true, in your face traffic cone neon orange color. Beautiful smooth formula. I chose to do 3 light coats. I think some may be able to get away with 2 normal coats and a glossy top coat. Little Frankie's Little Monsters Big Night Out is a pastel neon green base with purple to pink shimmer. We have another jelly type of formula going throughout this one. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats. If you have a prominent free edge on natural nails, or falsies for that matter, Gel-X, clear falsie users, what have you, I think maybe a blurring base would be warranted if that bugs you, because this also has that soft, almost milky type of buildup to it. I chose to do that 3rd coat. You'll also want to mind your brush strokes on this, as it is very jelly-like. You don't want to have discrepancies in opacity on each of your nails. So just be careful in how you're doing your coats, and you're just fine. Death Threatens and Creeps and Lurches is a warm-toned blackened blue jelly base with shimmer that shifts from orangey gold to green and brown light reflective glitter. This was another one of my top picks for this drop. It is so pretty. I will never tire of these types of colors. It's gorgeous. Now, please note, in dimmer lighting situations and indoor lighting situations, this one almost leans kind of black in a lot of lighting setups. I think in my bright lights here, especially in my photos and things like that, it's showing off all the beautiful shimmer and glitters, but just note, it's quite vampy in person. You will need a glitter smoother with this one too. Little Witches is a neon pinkish purple with glowy reddish pink shimmer. So we have the second polish in comparison to a Bark After Dark. You can see here that the shimmer size is quite different between them. Now, in a moment when we do the comparison, you'll see that they're quite close. I know I'm getting ahead of myself here. Little Witches has a jelly formula, very much like a Bark After Dark. I will strongly suggest going up to 3 coats with it. and using a glossy top coat. This dries down semi-flat. I think any top coat works just fine. Another incredibly flattering purple. I do adore these ultra glowy types of colors. I just think they pop so good on my skin tone. Okay, so the comparison here, you can see the particle size to the Aurora shimmers used respectively in A Bark After Dark and Little Witches. The size is different. They are quite close though in person. So any of you who did not either of these from the September release or anything like that, I hope this helps. I do think that they're very close. Do I personally want all of Karen's polishes? Yes. So it's going to really be up to you whether you're a collector or not, honestly, in my opinion. My favorite spooky bitch is a blackened maroon base with Aurora Micro Flake that shifts from green to blue and to purple at the extreme angles. This is, I agree with that official description. It is a true maroon type of base. It applies very much like that previous foil type of jelly we saw previously. We saw the another spooky bitch color. This one is very much similar to that. I will urge you to do 3 coats. Mind your coats to make sure you're not having any discrepancies in your opacities. Again, here too, because it's true jelly and a glossy top coat. The apocalypse is nigh, my friends. Speaking of polishes that are so difficult to photograph, this is described as a navy jelly base with shimmer that shifts from reddish to orange to gold and green at the most extreme angles. This is another one of my top picks. I love these types of colors. I mentioned it on the last couple of polishes that Karen did that really resemble unicorn pea pigment, and this is up there. It's beautiful. It's got a very smooth type of rich jelly formula to it. I will suggest going up to 3 coats. It's another one that looks almost black in more dull lighting situations. Brighter lights, you'll see it is a very deep navy. Very pretty, and also dries down quite flat. We Will Die As We Have Lived is a medium purple jelly base with Aurora shimmer that shifts from a reddish orange to gold, purple light reflective glitter, and a sprinkling of holographic pigment. This was another one of my top picks. I love when Karen does holographics. She does them so well, and as much as I love her shimmers, she just blows it out of the water with her rainbow pretties. This is very juicy on how it applies. It does have a lighter type of formula, but it is heavy because it's so packed full of goodies. So I chose to do 2 normal coats, glitter smoother and glossy top coat. Wizened, Weary, Unbroken is our last one for this video. It's a cool toned brown jelly base with glowy red to orange shimmer. This is one of those jellies that builds up pretty standard in how it feels on the application, if that makes sense. I chose to do 3 coats with it to plump it up the most, maximize all that shimmer goodness. This has what, I don't know, I've been seeing it quite a bit lately when I see these types of shimmers on the channel, that it has an almost vintage vibe to it. It's like a velvety type of appearance. My full hand shot gives you a really good idea of that. It's a very vampy type of velvet look in person, if that makes sense. This will dry down pretty flat, so again, use a good glossy top coat. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. Okay, we have quite a bit of jellies. I think a lot of these pass the test for the most part, as you can see. And one of my favorites about brands like this, also the fact that swatching them over a black stick gives you a really good idea of how much shimmer is packed in each of these. Now, some of the milky ones I don't really recommend, but I think you can get pretty creative, especially if you are wanting to conserve your bottles. You could do matchy match undies, especially like on the purples, things like that. Things like Hiya Pumpkin, those, I don't know, that one's really creamy like. I don't recommend that one. But Little Frankie's Little Monsters, that could also work on matchy match. And then some of these really vampier types of jellies, possibly not. Maybe over black, sure, but I don't know. I feel like you're not doing those justice, especially as it's a little bit different depending on your lighting situation and how you'll see that peekaboo undertone effect versus how much darker it looks in dimmer lighting situations, if that makes sense. Okay, so the official launch is going to start December 12th. At 6 p.m. Central Time. There is going to be, I'm hoping I can get this video up when wish listing goes live on the 3rd, but there is going to be quite a bit. So just to start off with, Every single polish on this site, every single one, is going to have $1 total per polish donated between two organizations. So 50 cents per polish will go to the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, and 50 cents will go for per polish will go for the Chicago Street Vendor Relief Fund. The four new charity polishes, freedom of speech, $3 is going to the ACLU. Protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, $3 of those bottles will go to the National Immigrant Justice Center. And screw fascism, $3 is going to go to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Without papers, this one is going to have $3 going to the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. In addition to all of this, there will be a mystery prototype promotion. The first 500 customers to spend a merchandise total of $50 US in one order will receive the gift polish. So it does big bells and whistles here. It has to be in one order, so $50. Honestly, with all the good that's coming from this, I feel like that's going to be pretty easy to achieve. And then there's also going to be select polishes will have $3 off. In the event that I get I can see the restock list from Karen, I'll post it around my head here, but this is fantastic. Again, really cool causes, very cool. I do love me some Karen, and I love where her heart is all the time. So I will link you all below. And if you want to get into Lurid's website, there's a wish list option, and you can get in there and see. I really love her site. It's one of my favorites to peruse. Lurid Lacquer is one of my favorite brands. You can't see it right now, but my Helmers, Karen's got, I think, three. Yeah, I think we got 3 drawers for her right now. And I've got her little holographic sticker on there. At this point, like, I'm just going to dedicate a whole Helmer to her stuff. They're so damn good. So links in the description box below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.